We have a great match to kick off with you today. It's Tyler Styer and Caden Herbach. This is going to be a good one. Local player Caden, a junior player, playing Tyler Styer, who cut his teeth in the junior world. It's going to be a great match. We're glad that you guys have joined us today. Stephen Wyatt, and I'll be joined by Stephen Jameson here in just a moment. And we are off and running. A little bit different format from yesterday. We're running 50-minute match clocks. We do still have the 15-second shot clock if it gets down to that 10-minute mark, but we won't see that a whole lot. And these are races to 7, so a little bit longer on the races, a little bit longer on the match clock. It's definitely going to be a fun time, and this is just day 2. This is really the ramp up to day 3. We'll crown 3 champions tomorrow, but we got to get through this first, and there's a ton of great matches. Stephen Jameson here with me. I'm excited for this one. I really am.
Yeah, I always love watching Tyler play. He's just a world-class pool player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Does all the right things and has been in such good form of late. I'm excited to see how he runs here in Kansas City.
Yes.
And the format for today is an interesting one, because after all the excitement of the shootout, it almost feels like we just hit a little valley on the Saturday and then we ramp up again on the Sunday. But there's still loads to come today. So many good players in action. And as we get later on in the day and into tonight, we'll start seeing some bigger names draw each other in the draw, and a little bit more jeopardy introduced.
Yeah, and so
it's safe to say in our first 5 matches or so of this afternoon that we're going to have some pretty huge favourites and some pretty big dogs in these matches.
Yeah, so this is not first round, because we started first round yesterday, so we're a little ways into the bracket, right? So this is where it starts getting very interesting, and this is where upsets happen and where crazy outcomes tend to just they hang out in this area of the bracket, from what I've seen. So it can be interesting. And young Caden Herbach here, unfortunately not able to get to the table, but it's a long race. If he can just get an opportunity, he does have a chance to come back in this. He is a great player. Just needs a ball. We got a ball down. We got multiple balls down. Hold up, cue ball.
Whew. Danger for a second.
He's got an opportunity here. But there's still some work to be done within the rack. Good shot on the 6 ball, takes it down, opens up the 3 and the 1. So this is a really good play here for Caden. I've seen him shoot. I like his chances to be able to clear this rack. Oh, maybe drew it just a little bit too much. It's okay though, because the 1 ball still has a path to the hole. The question is, what's going to happen to the cue ball when it inevitably runs into the 14? He needs it to hold in that same area so he can have a shot at the 7 or the 5. Oh, and he just barely missed it.
We talked a little bit yesterday about how hardest frame rack to win is the first and the last, and Caden is still yet to get over that hill here in the first match.
Yeah, it's just that It's just getting the ball rolling. If you can get the ball rolling, it helps out quite a bit.
And there's a little bit of room to maneuver in a race to 7. It's not as brutal as yesterday with tight shot clocks and a race to 6. But it needs to happen sooner
Oh, wow, look at that.
rather than later as Tyler Steyer fires in the kick shot.
That's a highlight reel shot if I've ever seen one. Beautiful kick. Gets shape on the 14. And it's not an easy shot to kick in, especially with the size of the pockets. Now, they're a little slidey just because of the felt being brand new. But these are 4-inch pockets, so they are quite tight. And they're tightening up. The more it gets played on, the more people that are in the building, it's going to play a little differently throughout the day. Gets a nice little bump there. Yeah, and this is really a good play here from Tyler. Was able to make that kick shot and sends him on his way to where he's at now, shooting the 9 ball. He can either take his medicine and just roll up a little bit, or he can draw out of it. Moving the cue ball is a little risky, but it's going to work out for him. This is why he is Tyler Steyer.
Yeah, quite.
And really given the shot it deserves, he's going to go up 4-0 on Caden. Caden's had his chances. Get comfortable. Find that happy medium between the pressure that Tyler's put on you. Oh, and a ball goes in. Another ball goes in. It's a pretty rough... It's a pretty rough layout here for Caden. I think I like the solids more for sure, but there's a just really tough ball that's stuck up in there being the 4, and it's really in a bad spot. This is smart here. He's going to slow roll this ball, leave himself a good angle, and kick this out and come right into the 9 ball and the 4 ball. Just need to be mindful of the speed. You don't have to smack this ball hard. Just a good contact. You don't want to risk knocking it back into the pack. It's not what he wanted, but he's going to have a shot. This is Caden's chance to get on the board.
Yeah, and it's a pretty presentable one.
And again, this is smart here, Caden, taking his time, calls his extension. Each player does get a 1 extension per rack, and it is very useful when you're really trying to work out the situation that you're in. Still have a 30-second shot clock in play, and I like that shot there. Rather than going for the 4 that was at an angle that he didn't like, he decided to shoot the 6 and adjust the angle to where he liked it a little bit better. Shows good composure there from Caden Herbach. Just needs a good shot on the 3. Me personally, I would have liked a little bit more angle because I feel like when you try to move the cue ball on shots like this, you can get an undesired effect, but he hit that one very well.
Yeah, cued that beautifully. Really nice shot. Oh, it's just about getting the job done.
He played that really well. This could be the start that Caden needs. He's got a long road ahead of him, but getting that first game. Oh, listen to the crowd there, Steven.
Yeah, the smile
there.
Yeah, I love that. That's really nice to see.
Watch the cue ball.
The 10 being in his eye line there, I think it just play. You know yourself, it plays on your mind as a player. You can just see it, and automatically the pocket just shrinks even more. I think he might have even had the majority of the pocket to aim at. When the 10's just in that eye line, you can see why he threw that one as wide as he did.
Yeah, it's a situation where you're trying so hard not to clip the 10 in that you're actually you're shrinking your aiming size way more than you should. Very unfortunate there, but Caden here with a chance. These are international 8-ball rules. You do not have to call a pocket for the 8-ball, so any pocket's good. Hits it with speed, catches the point of the pocket. He's going to give up ball in hand. But that 15-9 is still not workable for Tyler. He's going to break it out. The tough one on this one is he needs to play the 14 first. Yeah, this isn't what he wanted here. The 15-9 is in a weird spot. He's just going to play safe. He's going to hold up behind those balls. That's a good shot. Caden's got an opportunity here just to kick the 8-ball in. It's not a great shot, but it's an opportunity. Get in there. Oh, wow. That would have been such a good shot.
Yeah, they wanted it. You could hear the crowd wanted it. You could hear Stephen White wanted it as well. It was a great attempt from Caden. This was close. Really, really good go.
Yeah, I think maybe on one of the outside tables that ball's going to fall in.
Cool. One of them just made it for Tyler.
And Tyler here looking to end the match. Caden's just hoping for a chance to extend it. Just one more rack. I don't think it's going to happen, though, Steven.
No.
And we talked about the possibility of getting down to that 15-second shot clock. I believe this will be the last shot where we are on 30.
Always a nice feeling for Tyler to get out of Dodge before the 15-second comes in.
Definitely doesn't want to be forced to make a mistake.
15-second shot clock is now in play.
He's still got work to do. It's a tricky finish this for Tyler. I think he's got to play the 10.
Yeah, I think this here is a
As good as he
fire
can get.
the ball. Yeah, fire the ball in.
Oh, how well
there it
played.
is.
That's a touch from Tyler Styatt. Brilliant shot. And he gets the job done.
What a great match there by Caden Herbach. I believe he's gained a few fans today.
Welcome back, everybody. Kansas City Open continues. And Chris Melling is in the house. Opening break is a good one, too, for the Magician. Who has himself young Landon Memberg.
And I don't know much about Landon, but if he's anything like some of the other younger players in this area, and he must play pretty decent. Chris here, coming off a shootout runner-up against Jordan Shepard, who really played immaculate. We'll get to see Jordan Shepard a little bit later on in the afternoon session. But right now, the Magician is ready to go to work. And he's really doing just that.
Yeah, just judging his cue ball here. And he's judged that pretty perfectly. Now I am sure Landon would have known he was in for a very, very tough game before he showed up to the arena today. But if he didn't know or was under some illusions, well, he knows now.
And the accolade that most Americans are going to know of Chris is not only his viral moments, which we actually just saw one at the Masters, but
I think we saw one last night as well in the shootout semi-final.
we did. But the one that most Americans are going to know is that MVP for the Mosconi Cup, which again, only a handful of players have been given that accolade, and Chris is one of them. Landon here is going to get an opportunity at the table, takes the solids. He's got some work to do. Yeah, just he looked a little quick on that one. And that's something that on this table in this environment, you really need to make sure that your shot is set and all of your mechanics are solid, because this table isn't going to give anything to you. You're going to have to work for it. Just like that one, Chris taking a shot there that you wouldn't normally see Chris miss, but again, just maybe not taking as much time as he should have on that one. Landon really swung for the fences there, makes the ball, moves the balls out. That was a pretty good shot there. Something that I really like here, even though it didn't really work out for him, Landon taking his time to survey the table before each shot, because things do change. The runs don't always go the way you want them to. So he's mindful of the shot clock, but also really taking his time and surveying the table.
Oh, you can see the shirt on Landon's back, known as being fearless. He's going to be pretty fearless in this visit to the table. Nate could look to play the combo here, but the 11 rather, is right on the side of the pocket, which makes it difficult.
I really like him following this ball in. He just needs to hit just slightly on the side. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
It's a great shot.
Now one good shot into the side pocket away. Being pretty home and hosed here, Landon Memberg.
You know, those shots, being able to follow a ball in the pocket, I think they're underrated for how difficult they can be.
Oh, absolutely.
He played it really well. And his chance to say, at the very least, I got a rack on Chris Melling is right here.
Yeah, that's how you start.
Yeah, had a cue that he could shoot with, but the shaft was just a little bit too big. So he barred mine, and mine's a little bit smaller. And clearly it worked out for him. Funny, I haven't seen him today. Yeah, he told me he would buy me dinner, but haven't seen him yet.
He'll be good for that, don't you worry.
Yeah, I would expect it. Jordan Shepard, absolute class character, taking down Chris last night. But the story here, Chris Melling absolutely running through this rack. It's not even moving fast. It's almost like, you know what, the only way I can explain this is Chris is somewhat like a waterfall. He never stops moving.
Yeah,
but
perpetual motion.
It looks like maybe he stops a few times, but he never actually stops moving. It's just a beautiful flow from one shot to the next.
Yeah, it's a great way of describing it. And he goes 5-1 in front there in next to no time. And that moment for Landon, where he had that bank shot for 2-2.
Yeah, really needed a ball down there just to stay in it. Chris here having a look because it's not a straightforward out. Not as straightforward as some of the other ones he has. I think he is going to take the 7 ball. Yeah, now everything is opened up off that one shot.
It's a really nice little touch. As a visitor just comes and lands on the 5 ball there. That's nicely played. Oh, he doesn't seem too happy about it. Has it just ran a fraction far in? Was he maybe playing on the 1?
He's going to have to cut this one thin. Watch the cue ball.
Yeah, he's judged that one well.
And when you're playing good, you're playing good. He even managed to tie up some of Landon's balls at the top of the table. I think he is going to have to do a little magic, no pun intended, with the cue ball here. Yeah, what a shot that is. I'm not sure if he can see everything the way he wants to. He must, because he got down very quickly.
No, he had to turn that. Yeah, he just came up a little short.
Well, when we talk about opportunities, obviously with the score being the way it is, it does make it tougher. But the opportunity here for Landon Memberg is literally in front of him. He has ball in hand and a fairly open table. Landon here. Just needs to work it out. Little situations like this here is what's hurting Landon. Is simply just being able to move this ball around the way he needs to and make his job a little easier. Oh no, and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And Chris here being on the hill and now winning the set. What a decent showing by Landon Minberg, but in the end it just wasn't able to get it done against the Magician. All right, guys, and there you hear it. Justin Bergman wins the break, and he is playing Robert Lopez here. Winner's side action from the Kansas City Open. I'm joined here by Nate Kane. Nate, locally, you're going to know all the players, and Mr. Robert Lopez is somebody that you know pretty well.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me again on the stream here. But yeah, Robert and I are really, really good friends, and we actually play on the same league team together here on Sunday nights. So, and Caden Herbach, who just played Tyler Steyer a couple matches ago, is also on that team. So yeah, I'm excited to get these guys an opportunity to shoot against some world-class pros on the stream here in Kansas City.
Well, and I'm sure they're super excited for that as well. Obviously, drawing Justin Bergman, it's a double-edged sword because you're getting to play somebody that you know you're going to get an experience out of, but it's definitely a tough match. Not maybe one that you want if you're one away from the money, you know?
Right, very true here, but I think most of the locals here are kind of hoping for these matches, you know. My Kansas City Open run's still in effect here, but I've played nothing but locals, and I can do that on a normal weekend, so it's kind of a good opportunity to get to play these guys.
I forgot you're playing.
Yeah.
Because you were reffing last time.
Right.
I forgot you were playing, so you're still on the winner's side, yeah?
No, actually, just had a tough match against another guy who's not too far away from here, and he lives in Sedalia. Hill. He had me down 6-3, though, and I had a comeback, but unfortunately, he got the win on Hill, though. So lost 7-6. But I play again at 6:45, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, good luck at that one. Keep it rolling. Meanwhile, Robert Lopez in this opening rack needs a good shot here. Wow.
Ball. Hang on. Oh, that'll work.
Slow down, cue ball.
Yeah, he's going to have to come with a good positional shot here with that ball hanging in the jaws. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, and it's hard to... He's actually going to cut the 12, which is actually a shot I like. The only thing I'm worried about is watch the cue ball. Can make potting the 12 ball very difficult. He played it very well.
Unfortunately, looks like the 7's got him blocked on the natural pocket, so I have to play another good shot here. But
there's a possibility that the 11 could squeeze by the 7, and it is very, very tight. Not something you'd want to shoot all the time. The upside to that is he could cut it into the side, which promotes running into the 2 ball and possibly getting shape on the 9.
Oh, looks like he's able to slide it by here. That was nice.
He's going to have to bank this ball now, and this table is not great for the banking so far. We haven't seen too much success other than Chris Melling, who is wild with the banks. Do you liken this for the corner or the side?
I think we're going to make this to the side.
Yeah.
Kind of gives a little bit better position for that 8 ball.
Time clock coming into play. Doesn't seem to bother him too much. Look at the double.
All right, there we go.
Oh, wow. And he was headed to his chair and then realized that international 8-ball rules, you don't have to call anything. Maybe not where he intended, but it doesn't matter. He's going to have a shot on the 8-ball in this opening rack against the Iceberg. What a great shot that was.
caught it a little thick there.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's kind of tough, that blind pocket, shooting back.
And you know, so many times we as amateur players make incredible runs to the 8-ball and make shots that are twice as hard on the way there, and then we get to that black one, and all of a sudden the pressure is on, and unfortunately that's where a lot of mistakes happen for players like me and you.
Correct. Case of the 8-balls, we like to call it.
Yeah.
I'm a little leery of saying he should be out from here, but every time I said that yesterday, they end up missing the ball. So the commentator curse was real with me yesterday.
Well, Chris had a shot in the side just last match, and I pretty much called the out from 3 balls before, and then called it again, and he missed the 8 in the side. So, yeah, anything can happen on this table under these lights. But Justin Bergman here, rolling like a freight train.
Yeah, of course, you know, Justin's no stranger to the lights and the stream tables here, so he's going to be a little bit more comfortable than Robert here, obviously. And because, you know, all of America's glad to see Justin playing again. He's glad to get him out for this tournament, and hopefully he does well. I know he got a little earlier exit from the shootout than we thought yesterday, but he's got a chance to kind of redeem himself in the Open today. So if you do well, you deserve to have some life-changing money, because we work hard at this game, even as amateurs, and we dedicate a lot of our time to it. And so we're happy to see Ultimate Pool. We're going to try to give back to the players a little bit more and reward them for what we know is hard work. So
An Ultimate Pool USA League is indeed for the players. Unfortunately, one player who is not enjoying it at this moment is Mr. Robert Lopez. Justin Bergman taking over off the dry break. And Robert, while he might enjoy the league, he's having a tough time on this table with the iceberg.
yeah, we need Justin here to give old Robert, as we like to call him around the pool hall, Pink Panther Lopez, a chance. So he's got a good nickname around here, and get a little starter rack. You never see what he can do. Robert does have a good amount of firepower, and once he gets rolling, he's kind of tough to stop. So of course, alternating break format will help with that, help stop a person. But yeah, if he gets started, you could see some good shots out of him for sure.
Yeah, and you know, Justin Bergman, absolute beast at the table. Been away from the game for a little while, but he looks like he's enjoying this little bit of a comeback. He looks comfortable on the table, and you know, he spoke with Steven yesterday. He enjoys the format. He likes the rules.
Awesome.
So hoping we get to see more of Justin Bergman in the future. Of course, Ultimate Pool USA, this is not a one-off event. We do plan on doing more of these and kind of trying to spread it out across the country, so be on the lookout for our next announcement for that. And Justin here just needs one good shape shot on the 4 or the 6, and I believe this rack is done for.
Yeah, you got a good angle there. Just kind of roll through and get on that 6, and kind of a big 10 ball there, but not for these guys. Me, if I was shooting this out, I'd probably be right or there about behind that 10 ball. So,
well, and Justin is such a smooth player, and is used to the shot clock. You know, Robert, I'd say he doesn't have a whole lot of experience with the shot clock, but however, there are shot clocks in the league. So the last 3 weeks of test session, he has had to deal with that shot clock.
Yep.
So maybe that helps out a little bit.
yeah, definitely has a little experience, knows the rules. You know, doesn't, because we've seen sometimes as we get some of the amateurs here playing this event, like down in Louisiana and even a little bit here, they don't know the full rule set, and so Robert should be comfortable with that in the shot clock at least, so that'll help him out. Good positional shot there to fall right, perfect on that 8 ball.
Well, and you spoke on that, and you know, I didn't really think about it when I asked you the question, but having that experience of how these events play out in your normal league, that's huge. So
Never can know what'll happen here. Well, there was the dry break. Not necessarily the most wide open rack, but could be worse. Looks like everything with solids is can be navigated. Other than that 7, you're gonna have to do something about that. Thought Thought he might try to go down and get it right there, but of course that's a tough shot when you're not feeling overly comfortable with the table yet. Actually, there is, and looks like Robert's daughter Lola is sitting there near, and if you see Justin on the stream, she's in the background. So she's watching Dad and cheering him on. So she's actually quite the competitive softball player, and his other daughter Bella is quite the competitive basketball player. So family of athletes, the Lopez is there. Didn't mean to rub that one like that there, but looks like he has a shot at least, tough as it may be. Four-inch pocket's not quite that generous on the stream table here, so.
So just to get a little insight, there's really two types of players that play in this event, and there's a lot of players who, and I'm one of them. If I see a tournament where I see somebody that is just an immaculate player, I want to play because I want to draw them. I don't care that I'm the huge underdog. I just want to get in there and compete with the best. It's just how Robert is.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're kind of both wired the same way. We're always ready to play. We don't care if it's the other team's best shot or anything like that. And yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I've unfortunately drawn nothing but locals, but they've been tough matches and good players and friends of mine. So, but yeah, maybe I'll catch one of the monster players here on the loser side that got beat a little bit earlier, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's kind of. Whenever I enter these tournaments, that's what I'm looking for. I want to play the best, just to get a chance to play and have a good story.
Well, I was just glancing over, so Robert's sat in his chair, and you know, some players look nervous, some players look calm. And Robert looks like he's, in a sense, he's kind of enjoying this. I think he's enjoying the moment a little bit.
Yep.
So, just kind of relax. You know, arms up on the side there during the rack, and I think he's really just taking in the arena and the feel and the lights. It is something special to be able to play in an arena like this. So.
It is special, but regardless, I do know him well enough. He won't be too happy with the score line. If Justin gets out here, he'll take what we call our 10-minute walk. We both have to take it after a loss, and then we get back and cheer on our team. But he will enjoy the experience. He'll look back on it for sure. So,
well, and it is an experience that maybe he wants to forget on the score line, but Justin Bergman making quick work of Mr. Robert Lopez, played absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to see much of Robert's game.
Very warm welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Kansas City Open. Jordan Shepherd in action against Roger Geary here, one of our local favourites. And forgive the outage just for a second there. We've been settling into the commentary box because we've got a special guest commentator, which is fantastic news for sports fans. Joey A joins us in the box here for Roger Geary versus Jordan Shepherd. And Joey, welcome, first of all. Real pleasure to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. I hope y'all been enjoying these matches with Ultimate Pool USA.
How have you been finding it, Joey? How's Kansas City treating you?
Well, a little rough. I had to play my road dog my first match and lose 7-5. We're about 14 hours away from Kansas City, and we struggled a little bit. We didn't play our best, but we're having a good time. We had a good time at Shreveport. We've been to the first one there in Shreveport, and we've been talking about even going to the next one up in Denver, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's hugely exciting getting these events on, sort of spanning the country. 14 hours is some trip, though, and especially to draw your mate first round.
Yeah, that was a bummer, but I couldn't lose to a nicer guy, Michael Luster. Good luck on your next match.
Well, an interesting first rack here between Roger and Jordan. Jordan comes into this hot, having won the shootout yesterday. A huge achievement for him, especially considering all the circumstances in which he played that tournament. The biggest and most notable one, of course, being that this is Jordan's first time playing pool in America and first time using American equipment. And just goes to show how good a player he is that he was able to get the win yesterday. That one jams in the pocket and stays up for Roger, who gets a great opportunity here on the TV table to take on, well, for my money, and I'm sure the reputation will enhance, one of the best players in the world in Jordan Shepherd. But the biggest thing we've noticed so far, I've had quite a few now of these matches which have been sort of heavy favourite, big dog contests, and the start of the match is so key. If you are that big underdog, can you get yourself into the match? Can you win a couple of frames? Maybe just turn the pressure a little bit up on the favourite. So far the favourites have swung through pretty easily, in terms of the scoreboard at least. Roger would love to change that narrative some. He's landed a little bit in between everything here.
Does he let out his stroke? Go 3 rails with the cue and shoot the 8 in the side? Same side as that's a 7 ball.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see him not use, I think it was the 4 that just went down as his 8 ball. That was a touchy shot.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, ended up taking out a nice little route there, did Roger. And for the first time today here in the Kansas City Open, one of the local hometown favourites and big underdogs gets the first frame on the boards. The good thing for Roger is after that, I'll wait till it's going to come up dry for him. The good news is at least he gets the break to try and put things back on the right track, but it's not just raining for Roger at the moment, it's pouring. much the set for Jordan here. The 11's an interesting one. Just needs to find a way to land on it. Doesn't go to what you might think is its obvious pocket. Bumps the 8 ball out, that's nice. You have enough angle now just to punch across the table. He'd love to be able to. Just slipped on him. Just skidded on him. And you can tell by his reaction around the table that's the sort of error that players who are really used to these conditions and equipment won't really make. And now he's got to find a real good recovery shot, and he has.
Anyone that wears glasses and uses that as an excuse for not playing pool well should watch this fellow.
Yeah, that's my usual excuse. Jordan Shepherd goes 3-1 in front. That was a bit of a tasty finish in the end from Sheppy. So Jordan once again breaking head on, looking to get this match won. Race to 7.
If Roger had hit that 8 ball just now, he would have had a very good chance of getting out. Now he's got more work to do. He's got to free up that 11 somehow.
I think he can get away with not having to move it though, Joey, if he can pick a pattern. I think the 11 goes to the bottom left.
Gets past the 8 ball.
I think so. I could be wrong. Yeah, I've just seen a camera angle.
Ouch.
It definitely goes, but we won't have to worry about that. We won't get that far. So Jordan Shepherd with a chance to win the match. It's amazing how often we see that specific shot missed when you almost think in your mind's eye it's straight. Yep. And you just play it completely gun barrel straight and it goes straight into the jaw.
I wonder if sometimes, you know, we just don't find the center of the cue ball, you know, and we accidentally import a tiny bit of English and that throws the object ball, you know, just enough.
Jordan did have to bump into that 8 ball because he is solid, so that's job done there. Big issue for Jordan, if there is one, is the 6 ball.
Yeah. Light touch on hitting that 8 ball. Didn't try and bang it 100 miles an hour and move it half the table length. Now, he's got two ways to go. He can try. The most dangerous, I think, is to go 2 rails with the cue ball. Shoot the 2 now. That would be dangerous. I don't think he can hit that 12, but if he could, well, not going to see that this time. Draws it into the 12, maybe, Steve?
Possibly. And he's digging in. That's nice. This does look tight, though, to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of room here at all. No, it flew in. These cameras can be deceiving.
Yeah, and the Valley corner pockets are pretty known for being generous.
Jordan Shepherd gets the job done.
Well, that was great, Steve.
It was, and I wanted to ask you, Joe, you're one of the people who knows their onions when it comes to this game. You've not seen Jordan Shepherd before this weekend.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the first rack.
All right, guys, welcome back. Ultimate Pool USA is live from Kansas City, Missouri for the Kansas City Open event. And this is indeed the Open. Two local favorites, David Matlock and Mike Banks Jr. And I've got Nate Kane with me here on commentary. And this is an interesting matchup because we talked about it before, maybe off air. This is kind of a Kansas versus Missouri deal, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, they're from either side of the state line here. Dave's always been kind of headquartered out of Shooters, and Mike would call the city we're in right now, Blue Springs, his hometown. He plays at a lot of different side pockets around town, but yeah, he's originally from Blue Springs, and I'd venture to say this is, I don't know, matchup 100 or 200 between these two. Who knows? So probably the first one on this type of stage, though. So
yeah, and I'm sure the locals want to see that if they could pick a local matchup that they want to see on the stream table under the lights, this might be the one, right?
no, yeah, I think absolutely this would be the main one everybody would pick, and of course the locals probably want to see it a little bit later in the tournament, but we still have that chance here. So yeah, so both local heroes.
Wow. That was a stellar
That
shot
was a
there.
great shot. You got a good roll off there to get perfect position on the one.
Well, and David Matlock taking no time to run this rack out. We're just barely under the 1 minute mark, and he's probably going to clear this rack in around the 90-second mark. Wow.
He had a great break. Good start for Dave. I know he took him a little bit to get settled in on his shootout matches. So
Strong showing from David Matlock there. Oh, no.
first
Shot
scratch.
right into the side pocket. That is very, very unfortunate for David Matlock, who looked like he was in control of this match just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I made a great breakout and just kind of got a distance straight in ball. It looked like we all know we hate rolling those. We'd all like to shoot those with pace, no matter what the table is on that one. So, but I said Mike took advantage of the opportunity. He's got another one to take advantage here and go up in this match.
I kind of expected him to roll a little firmer on that one, but I see the line now. He wants to play the 3 and then use the 2 to move the 4.
Man, he might not even move the 4 if he can get good on it. I think he was going to go up to 5 with that shot. If he can get good on the 2, then it makes the side pocket or corner available for that 4.
Still got a little bit of trouble in the 6 ball here. It's not the easiest shot to make. You need a good angle on it. That pocket only 4 inches wide, and when you have a ball blocking a part of it, it's kind of like flying a plane between two towers.
Yeah.
It's very, very tough.
Definitely can't cheat him as you normally would be able to, or roll the ball in on a normal size pocket valley here.
He
But
made it look easy.
yeah, he did. Yeah, maybe it was a
little strong on the cue ball movement.
Yeah.
Not what he wanted, that's for sure.
Yeah, he probably wanted close to straight on this one, but he should be okay just to roll it in. And I mean, they don't roll anything in hardly, but he'll slide over for that 4 on the side. Oh man, he did not. He wanted to catch that on the backside of that 12.
Now this isn't necessarily bad, other than the fact that he's on the rail. This pocket plays real big for Mike to bank that ball.
Yep, absolutely. You're gonna hope you don't hit off the 8. Probably don't want that one moved, but off the 13, a little wide.
Yeah, had an opportunity, but not a hanger for any sort, but definitely had a bigger chance of making that ball on the 1 rail bank shot. Matlock here wants to do something with that 13 pretty quickly. Doesn't want to leave that as his last shot.
Yeah, looks like he's chasing a breakout angle on it. Might just have to lay up and take the bank shot at some point. Missed the ball. He might have given Mike a chance at a cross, make it does look like. And Mike is actually a fairly accomplished one-pocket player as well, so Dave as well. Double kiss. Oh, wow.
Watch out.
Didn't quite caught a little too square for to get the fluke in.
And now I think this really lays up well for Matlock to be able to squeeze the 13 in off the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful little shot there. I think he wants to be straight on this ball. It's going to be a little tough to get there from this angle. Well, he helped his case there, I think.
Yeah.
Moved the 4 closer to the pocket, so it's easier to get the carom into the side pocket there with the 13. And great shot there.
Very, very good to hold position on that 8 as well. That was a little tricky.
Yeah, he got a little fortunate with the good bump. Could have been bad. Yeah, Cal winning 7-0 on his match.
Yeah.
It's a great win. Lots of action going on the outside tables. If you're anywhere in the area, not just to come by and check out the matches in the arena, but come sweat the matches on the outside as well. Look at this break here. I mean, really absolute great break. He's got a little bit to work out. And he's going to have a shot on the 14 that plays towards the 11.
I think he probably has enough room. Doesn't need the breakout on the 11 there, but yeah, just got it in between. Perfect.
And this is a pretty easy run here. What we like to call a road map. Just hop in the car and drive. You already know where you're going.
Yeah, my GPS jams up a few times on these road maps for me, and I don't quite get out as much as I'd like to. But
What a great shot there by Mike. Really played that one well.
down in Springfield, Missouri, which is another one of our test session areas and league homes there, ran by Doug Burnett, who's here doing cue work for us today as well. So Burnett custom cues out of Springfield, Missouri, but yeah, Mike really enjoyed the fact that he won that tournament a few years ago.
Yeah, and again, I said among other accomplishments because he does have quite a few. I believe he just snapped off the Music City Open.
I think he was
Music City.
Second to that. I think didn't he
Was
finish?
he? Oh, he did finish second.
Yeah, I think Hennessy did get the double dip on him, but
yeah, we saw Jonathan Hennessy in the Louisiana Open, but you know that's a strong tournament. One of the oldest tournaments in the United States is the Music City. Great event, and Mike Banks placing very well in that one.
I know the name of the tournament is going to slip my mind here, but I know he ran a pretty big one a couple months prior to that out in Colorado as well. So
The Stevie Chen Memorial.
yeah, that was the name of that one. Thanks, Steven. Yeah, him and I had a conversation a couple weeks ago. Said he's playing some of the best pool of his life, and that's saying a lot for him. He's, like I said, despite a young age, he has been playing his entire life. So he's probably getting close to 25 years in the game.
And, you know, for as long as I've been playing pool, I should play like him. But I just not quite as good as these guys. I hold my own a little bit. But when it comes to the top tier class, these gentlemen right here are amongst those names.
Yeah, well, you and I probably had G.I. Joes and other toys in our hands. Mike Banks Sr. had a pool cue, and Mike Jr.'s here. So he's literally been playing his entire life.
Uh-oh. Did he get there?
Looks like he did from his body language there. So
It does look tight, but yeah, you're right. It does look like he got there. Not by a ton, Mike Banks Jr. on the verge of sending David Matlock to the other side of the bracket, where he'll have to fight for his tournament life. Mike Banks Jr. goes on, and David Matlock goes down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Mike Banks Jr. moves on, and our next round here, two more players that want to move on. We have Sam Henderson and a player that I'm not 100% familiar with. This is Amy Beecham. She is part of Team England over for the England women's team. Is that correct, Cleve?
Yeah, that's correct. She is a multiple event winner on the ladies category. This is the first year that they've introduced the back in the UK the Women's Pro Series. Yeah, she's ranked number 1 at the moment on the rankings in the Women's Pro Series. I believe she's won 4 World Championships now back in England.
So she's a very accomplished player back home.
Yeah.
I spoke to her a little bit yesterday, or maybe the day before, and just asked her how she was getting along on the tables, and she seemed pretty happy with the way the tables played. The differences didn't seem to really hurt her that much when she was practicing. She's a pretty storied player. She's seasoned, right? Experienced.
Yeah. You know, she plays amongst men's teams as well back in the UK. Like, you know, sort of like a local club team, you can call it.
Yeah.
And you know, she's played amongst like very high quality players as well. So she sees the shot. You know, I wouldn't want to draw her in a game.
Yeah.
You know, so this is going to be a good matchup. You know, the thing with Amy on this one, obviously, as you can see, she's got a snooker cue.
Yeah.
A Chinese 8-ball cue. So obviously she wants to be familiar with the stroke that she's used to. And I gave it to some advice, really. You know, she asked me earlier on, like, how's the table? Like, I just treat it like the UK table, the arena tables that we played back in the UK, because the arena table in the UK compared to the outside tables is different anyway. Yeah. But it plays kind of similar to the UK tables, just a slightly bigger pockets, and obviously you got to just work with the ball size. But apart from that, in terms of the speed of the table, she should be fine.
Yeah. Well, and she took a tough miss on the 15 ball. I think one thing that she'll need to adjust here in the next, hopefully, the couple shots, is simply she looks like she wants to kind of tap everything in, and I think that's the biggest difference between the UK and the US is. There, it's because the cue ball is quite a bit smaller than the object balls. Yeah. It's more of a tap, tap, tap.
Correct. Yeah.
And here, it's just not like that.
Yeah. So with American style pool, the dynamics of it all is that most of the shots that in American pool is like a forward motion shot.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's either a stun or you spin it off a couple of rails, etc., etc. Because the cue ball's smaller than the object ball, we play a lot of stuns and draws.
Yeah.
Or in the UK we call it screwback shot. And the reason, one of the reasons why is because
wow,
that's a great shot there.
Look at that shot there.
And it's actually got shape to actually go into the 9 ball here.
Fearless.
Yeah, and he wants to go. I think he wants to go directly into it rather than go into the rail and go into it. Because he coming from that angle will be a better. Yeah. See, and that's the problem. That's the problem right there. He should have gone straight into it rather than use the rail.
Yeah, and Amy, while she might not be as used to the tables, she is going to be able to see the pattern here, and yeah. I think she's going to get out.
Yeah.
I really do.
And I think the right shot to play is naturally you want to leave the 9 ball last, but I think she's going to play the 15 last. Yeah, so take this ball now, or either. I think she should have taken this now, in my opinion.
With the way the 12's sitting, I actually like taking the 9.
Yeah, taking the 9 ball now first.
But because
just
right
because
there, she didn't really do herself any favors.
Exactly that. So she should take the 9 first, and then.
But I mean, this is
Yeah.
a pretty straightforward shot.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's going to shoot it, just because I'm not sure what she's comfortable with.
And I think she's hit that bit firm because she wasn't comfortable with just sort of doing the tap shot. You know?
And that's okay. That's okay
yeah,
for now.
Yeah.
She's still getting used to the table.
Yeah.
This is the first rack. But I definitely think she's not going to want to tap, tap, tap. Putting a little bit more pace on it is not a bad thing. And
So
that's
she
a
played
good
that
shot
nice,
there.
yep.
And Amy here really starting off well against Sam.
Yeah, so she steals that one, and that's from, I'll say just a lack of, in my opinion, on that. I'll say lack, just the wrong way that Sam went into the breakout shot.
It's a big game there. That's a big swing, 3-0 from 2-1.
That was a well-controlled break. They kind of split it, but nothing down.
So back to my original question.
Mm-hmm.
If this were to go to a 6-ball shootout, how comfortable do you think Amy would be on these tables? She's done the 6 balls before.
She has done it. I know she's not one of the quickest in the UK. She's not the slowest in the UK in the women's section. And it's funny because, there's unless you're an established player in the women's section, the time difference are very, wide.
Wide, yeah.
And obviously Sam's probably not done one unless he's done one in practice I don't know nothing about. I would hinge my bets only because I know Amy can actually just take the one quick practice stroke.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of Sam, he reminds me of Tyler Styer in a way. Yeah, quite methodical.
Yeah.
In his pre-shot routine.
He is very methodical.
Gets into the stance before, and chases angle, gets into the stance. Walks into it, etc. So where Amy is, she can kind of like poke the ball.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're 3 racks in. If Sam were to win the next 3 in the same amount of time, we'd be sitting around the 20-minute mark with a race to 4, which is very, very possible in that situation where a 6-ball shootout it's relevant.
Yeah. And it's a 50-minute match, so when's the timer go?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes. The timer will drop to 15
so it's the
seconds.
same as the 30-minute match clock?
Yep.
Oh, he's missed that bank.
Yeah, he caught that one kind of head on, almost a double kiss.
Yeah, I think he quitted on the pace of it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, don't want to hit it too hard, but don't want to hit it too soft and got somewhere caught in the middle.
And Sam, who, while he didn't make it into the finals, he was definitely one of the big stories of the shootout yesterday. He really played phenomenal and took down some big names and, really carved out his own story
Yes, definitely
in the
did.
shootout.
He's definitely a kid to watch, and I hope he, what I find in my experience of Paul, there's many great junior players, and they've won titles as a junior, etc. And for whatever reason, they don't make the transition into men's level. Progressively, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's a very good shot. I'll tell you, Amy's she's finding her stroke there, and she must be feeling confident, like being 3-0 up, and she's accustomed to this environment.
Yeah. She's not afraid of the arena.
No.
She's not afraid of the lights.
No, she's accustomed to this environment. So make no mistake about it. The only thing what will just be Amy's downfall, if there was going to be one, it's just the experience of the table and the balls, the dynamics, basically.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit too. I spoke to her. So we exchanged socials, and I saw one of her reels that she posted, and she had taken just kind of a wide shot of the room here at Side Pocket Blue Springs, and she said, "I could stay here forever."
Yeah.
So she's really loving the journey.
Yeah.
and she's having fun with it. She's having a good time. She likes being here, so that can play into that comfortability. You know,
Right.
when you're experiencing something new,
Yes,
but at the same time it's familiar.
sure.
Sometimes that gives you a burst of energy, you know. And so she is making some pretty nice shots here.
Yeah, she overstroked that one down the rail. I think it was the 14 ball down the rail. She's overstroked it and she's left herself high. She's trying to block the path of the 8 ball. She's done enough to block it. It still probably comes off the 12 ball maybe. But
I actually don't like shooting the 5 here. I like using the 5 to get to the 8 ball.
well, I think he's going to. It wouldn't surprise me if. Well, actually, that's the right shot. Actually, I think he's going to probably try and kick the 8 ball out, guaranteed to be on the 4 ball, or maybe the 3 ball.
Yes, yeah, I like the 4 and just dragging out for the 3.
Yeah.
I think leaving the 5 for the 8 promotes for the 8 ball, but he's just going to bump the 12.
it. Yeah, that's a clever shot. That's actually a clever shot.
Yeah.
You know, because actually, even if he messes up on the shape at the top end of the table, the 8's wide open now.
Yeah.
Where he had to probably transition to the 5 to get onto the 8. Oh, was he done here? Was he done here?
Don't do it to him.
Was he? Oh.
You couldn't get much closer
No,
than that.
no.
Oh, wow.
No. Oh, so just a sign of, you know, maybe a lack of concentration there.
And that's something that you know, he just kind of overcooked it a little bit.
Yeah, and it happens. You know, we all been there where we've played a shot and we actually just probably overtimed the shot. You know, and you know instantly, you know, you're like, oh, I've hit that well. So just a simple, what looks to be, he might just draw it or just stun it dead, and yeah, he's fine there. So he gets his first rack on the board. In the women's sector, you know, it might be. Listen, we all got to talk about, like, you know, flights and accommodation,
Yeah.
you know, cost effectiveness, etc. Obviously, that's going to play a part. But the desire to think, oh, you know what, I want to spin in that. You know,
Yeah.
it looks fun out there. So hopefully, it's going to give that international flavour of overseas players for you guys, because we have a few overseas players back home in England.
Yeah.
You know, we've got people from Morocco come over. France, I want to say we've got Jake McCarthy, who comes over from
Yeah.
Australia. So yeah, it's
Well, let's talk about this a little bit. And sorry, guys, I'm going to name some names that maybe you guys don't know. But in the first event, we saw Christophe Lambert. We saw you, Shane Thompson. So that's 3.
Darren Appleton.
Darren's a pretty well-known
Well,
name
yeah,
in,
that's
in
true, yeah.
the
And
U.S.
so-
I'm
and so
not
we've
going to
made-
use him
yeah,
or Chris. That's pretty much it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but now we fast forward to this event, and we have Amy Beecham, we have Jordan Shepard, we have Scott Rudder, who's just a local guy to your pool hall. We have Mark McGoley, we have Joe Prince, we have Ricky
Evans, Ricky Jones. Yep.
So lots of UK players making the trip over here. So we went from, we'll call it 3 to about 10.
Right, exactly.
And this is only event 2. So, you know, I expect when we announce our next event, I'm not sure where it's going to be at, but I expect that we may have even more players from worldwide come over.
I totally agree with that statement. So Amy just missed a 10 ball down the rail. She missed it by quite a bit of a way, so maybe just a bit of twitch here and there, but you know, Sam's on the chase now, and this is where, you know, we're getting close to the 10-minute marker. So he's trying to probably think, you know what, I want to speed up my game now, because I'm 6-2 down to have even a chance in those 10 minutes remaining, where it's going to be a 15 seconds per shot.
Oh, what a shot that was.
Oh, that's a great shot, and Amy's
Wow.
tapped her knee as a sign of acknowledgement. So he's still got to deal with that 8 ball, which is completely tied.
Well, here's what I like for the 8 ball, and it's a little out there, but I believe that you can kind of push the 8 ball in between those 2 balls
Okay, what do you
towards the side pocket. But he just bumped it. He didn't need to.
Yeah, he didn't need to. As he got shape on the 7, and he puts his hands on his head, and that tells me that he's not on the 7 ball.
I think he's. I think he doesn't have the angle, and I think he's going to have to go rail first or kick at it. He almost made a kick like this last night
Okay,
on the 8 ball.
he's there.
Get it in there.
He's there.
Wow,
He's there.
what
He's
a
there.
shot.
And Amy's tapped her knee again, so Sam's ramping up the gears here. So again, another key shot. He's got to cue this well. And we've got just a little above 10.5 minutes. He's called his extension. Yeah.
Wow, what an out
that's
by
it.
Sam Henderson. You can't stress enough how great of an out that was.
The person who did not break has
Has
the
the
choice,
option, right?
Yeah, of to breaking themselves or making the person break again. And another reason why I think Amy should do a soft break is because she scratched twice in a row, so she's going to be
It's gonna be in the back of her
head. Yeah, so just play it safe and control the time. Now the table's a bit messy. It's okay. It's a little bit messy, but not super messy.
Well,
He's
I
got-
think Sam's about to blast this open right here. I really do. Oh, he played it a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, well,
he's holding the breakout for a better shot.
Yeah, I mean the 14 already goes anyway, so it's only the 15 ball he's got to break out.
Well, and so right here, if I'm Sam, obviously the 15-second timer is still running, but if I'm Sam here,
Oh, has he pointed himself? Is he on the point?
no, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
If I'm Sam here, I calm it down a little bit. Obviously, the 15 seconds is still in play.
Yeah.
But the way he ran that last rack out, he could have given himself an extra 30 seconds along the way.
Yeah.
Now that the score is 6-4, I think it's important for Sam to not super rush his shots that might encourage making a mistake.
Yeah, and the thing about it, to play, and I agree with you, because you might get one rack where you're rushing the shots and you make the out, but to do that over 3 racks in consecutive order, it's actually harder to do, to play super fast for 3 racks in a row. So at some point, the chances are, if you are shooting fast in 3 consecutive racks, you're going to make that mistake. So, like you said, slow it down a little bit, but at the same time, and he needed a bit of luck there, and he's not got it. So Amy's going to be, unless Sam makes this ball, I'm going to expect Amy counter clearance for the game. So he's going to carry him off the 2 ball. And he's just missed his luck there. And
Is he going to get a little fortunate here? No.
no, I mean, this looks, barring a miscalculation somewhere along the line, just got to be careful of that. Okay, so be looking to take the 6 ball last. Just float this in. You got this is all about pace. And just call extension. This is all about pace. So float it in, top rail, with a bit of. She could probably play it just natural, to be fair. But this is all about the how thin she hits it, and she's got a squeeze there, and
So, Sam Henderson, again, what an immaculate showing here. It looks as though Amy Beecham's going to take this rack. And I got to say, for her, welcome to the United States.
Definitely.
This is a welcoming party for Amy Beecham. And she's just 1-2 shots away from taking the win here against a really immaculate Sam Henderson.
yeah.
I can't stress enough how incredible this match has been to call. The 8 ball is going to go down, and Amy Beecham is going to take the win. Stephen White, Cleve Thompson on commentary. Oh, that's a very strong win for him there. And sometimes in this world that we live in, this pool world that we live in, sometimes it's not always about who's the best, but sometimes it's about who's playing the best consistently. You see guys go on runs of great wins. Chris Melling is currently on a run of great wins.
Yeah, he is.
Tyler Steyer is currently on a run of great wins. So it's exciting to think, somebody else's turn could be next. And there's the talent in here. Any one of these guys could get it. Jordan Shepard could get it. You never know. Shane Thompson could get it. It's a little wild to think about how good the talent is that we're seeing.
Yeah, it is, and it's a great thing. The breadth of talent across the United States in particular is huge.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better from here. This is definitely not a one-off event. I know we have multiple events that we would like to do. No details on those yet, but definitely looking forward to the next announcement there. And again, the talent there will be even better than what's here, which is a crazy thing to say, but the excitement is ramping up for Ultimate Pool USA. And guys, if you have friends that are playing in this and you want to see how they're doing, you can always go check out ultimatepoolusa.com, and that will allow you to check the brackets, see where your hometown player is, see if the guy from Arkansas is still winning, or maybe to see if your significant other is still in the tournament. Ultimate Pool USA is where you find all that information. But don't go anywhere yet, because Blake Baker is on the run trying to get over the hill of winning that first game. This is a big swing game for Blake. He has an opportunity at the table, and 2-1 is a whole lot better than 3-0.
Yeah, it's one of those early swing frames, isn't it, that can be so important.
Something I used to talk about with one of the really good American coaches, Joey Gray, is it would be nice to see a stat of your cost. So you missed a ball in rack 1, and your opponent wins that rack and breaks and runs the next one. So it would be nice to see in these longer races like this, races to 7, just how many games one error cost you in a match, because again, the level of talent is so high. Alternate breaks is a little different, but it's still relevant.
Well, it's one of the things that, at least culturally for me, is we're going to watch Blake Baker get himself into the match here. Important visit for Blake there. Oh, he's got a ball. I don't think the split's going to be nice. Oh, I think you'd rather have not made a ball there.
Yeah.
Who wants to play the first shot here? This is an awful leave.
Well, I know what 5-ball he's going to call first and shoot first. He actually did pretty well there. He moved a few balls out.
What I've really noticed about the last couple of days and watching people play on these in this Kansas City Open environment is just how incredibly aggressive everyone is playing this form of the game. We've seen so few safety shots over the course of the last couple of days.
Something that me and Cleve talked about is the UK way, especially with looking at like Amy Beecham. The UK way of playing this game on the smaller tables with the smaller balls and all that is very much so a tip-tap type of game. I mean, obviously the guys and girls can play incredible shots, but it's very much more simplistic. You want to make it as simple as possible, and so do we. However, because there are a little differences in the tables and the balls and all that, we tend to move the cue ball a little bit more, and in turn, when you're learning to play, it seems like the promotion of just breaking the ball out is much higher. I mean, something that I've always heard is that 8-ball on a small table is a very easy game, and it's easier for the better player to get out. And I somewhat agree with that.
Yeah, somewhat.
It is definitely easier to get the breakouts and stuff like that. However, the crowdedness of the table, like in a rack like this, it also can make it harder.
It tests your cue ball a lot.
It really does, and we've seen that over and over and over again this weekend already. Even in this match already, the cue ball is so important, and it is easy to lose it on the smaller table with a lot of obstacles. Yeah, I think most American players are going to attempt the breakout shots before they play a safety, unless they just have no opportunity at it. There's a good shot by Tyler. He wants to go ahead and win this and just get through to that winner's qualification. One, he gets to go home a little earlier tonight. Gets to
have a little bit of rest. Yeah, your day's done if you win this match. There's definitely a bit of motivating factor there, I'd say.
You know, and I imagine Tyler would like to go back to his hotel room, call the wife, ask her how her tournament's going, and just sit back and chill in the hotel room maybe. And of course, I'm sure Blake Baker would like to have an early night, because I believe the loser of this match has still got at least one, maybe two more matches. When you think about it, it's definitely a glass half full take. But I do like it, and I do agree with you.
I'm full of glass half full takes.
I've never seen an empty glass in my life. Generally because I just get a refill, but, you know.
Big first shot here on the 13 for Blake. Uses a friendly little nudge from the 6. That's well calculated.
Yeah, a little help from the 6 never hurts. Now we're in a similar situation that we were in last rack, but I think it's a little easier to get out here. Not as touchy as the last rack. And Blake Baker taking his time making a decision. This is what I like to see in this arena, because I think some people are misconstrued that 30 seconds is hampering on your play. And it can be, but for the most part, it's a lot of time. It really is.
Yeah, and it's always been the way. Whenever, shot clocks have shrunk, there's always been that little bit of resistance and reticence. But 30 seconds is a nice time. It really is. We've seen that in the UK scene over the last 10 years. 30's A-okay. Loads of time on 30 seconds. And if you run into, you know, a really tricky shot, that's what extensions are for. But I definitely think there's an element of players who can slow themselves down, but to their own detriment, really. Sometimes you don't need to check the angle 14, 15 times and convince yourself that something doesn't go or does go.
Very, very true, Stephen. And this 12 ball here is an important shot for Blake. Don't want to overdo it or underdo it on the shape. Just get there, and it's not terrible. Let's call it what it is. It's a cut opposite of the way you're going. So kind of a back cut into a corner pocket that's 4 inches. It could be a lot worse. It's definitely not a given. I do like the fact that Blake is giving this ball a lot of respect.
Heart pocket. And if you want to play a little bit quicker and avoid the 15-second shot clock, well, you do that. But if you find yourself into it, well, we're going to force a result. Force you to play that little bit quicker.
Well, you know what I like in this too, and this is an interesting stat that I don't think you're going to know. So this actually reminds me of baseball. When baseball goes into extra innings in certain leagues, they actually start a runner on second base just to put a team in scoring position. And so, like you said, it's just a way to speed up the game when you've pushed it to its brink already.
Yeah, and it can work as both an incentive and a deterrent.
Well, and this will be, I believe, the last shot of that 30-second shot clock.
But it goes to show as well, you know, we've got two players here in Blake Baker and Tyler Steyer, who, neither of who I would suggest have ever, at one point during this match, buzzed around the table. And this is going to be the penultimate frame.
Oh, not again.
Oh, my goodness.
He is having the worst luck with that cue ball going into the pocket. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Blake.
I mean, that's crazy.
He's never going to want to see a cue ball scratch ever again after this one. And I mean, really, just the bad luck on those 3 shots in the beginning, in the middle, and now in the end. It's really disheartening.
Well, we'll try and show you that again. Here it is.
So unfortunate.
Well, I just don't think he expects it to keep going.
Yeah,
He thinks that's stopping half a foot short of where it ended up, which was the middle pocket.
yeah, it's just you know, just has to tighten up the cue ball just a little bit.
Tyler Steyer making sure only needs this rack.
And we are well into the 15-second shot clock, but it's not going to matter here. Tyler's very comfortable and just 3 balls away from sending Blake Baker back to the hotel room for the night, but on a sour note, as he'll be going to the losers bracket. And this is going to be it. Blake Baker having a little fun with Tyler Steyer there, bumping the cue. Also as a sign of concession, Hey, just having a good time there.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Fascinating to get the insight there from Simon Webb on that Chris Melling finish. It was pretty spectacular. And a man who felt the full force of that joins me in the box for this one as well. Sam Henderson with me on the commentary. Sam, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so brilliant having you here this weekend in Kansas City. How much have you enjoyed the whole experience?
It's been great. I mean, it's been new, like I said before, with the whole shot clock. You know, it's been exciting. It's been fun to watch. You know, everything's just been great. Looks like we got a good match here. I haven't seen Sean yet, but
yeah, you know all about Chris Melling by now.
I know all about Chris Melling after last night. That last out that he played against me was insane.
Yeah, we just played it before we got you into the booth. It wasn't a deliberate choice, but a happy accident, I must say. It was pretty special.
Yes, for sure.
But Sean Jones doesn't look like the type to play reputations, and that's important in this game.
Yeah. It looks like he's made a few good shots here so far. It's going to be tricky getting on this 8-ball, though.
Yeah, I think he's just come to see if he can land behind it, but I'm with you. I think he's got a really tough shot to play.
Trying to draw to the rail and then back out. Oh. Looks like he just poked at it. All right, Chris, let's see one of those spectacular outs.
Yeah, he's got a shot to play first. I'm not sure he's on much. He can just sneak through to 12.
It's gonna be tricky getting the 11 out, but if he can just knock it out with the 10, that'll do.
He may even try off this one. That's a lovely shot.
That was great. Yeah, it looked like the 1 ball was a little in the way for the 10 ball to be the breakout ball.
Now you're still so annoyingly young. Do you find yourself when you're watching the game and someone like a Chris Melling, for example, are you almost mentally are you taking some notes?
Definitely, his shot choice, if he chooses to either run out or play safe, I'm definitely trying to learn, take it all in.
I think it's one of the things I think it's one of the things that's quite underrated actually about Chris's game, is because he's so well known for those flashy clearances and playing fast and having that eye-catching style.
Yeah. Yep, still head ball. Uh-oh. All right. Well, stripes looks like the obvious choice to me. Especially if that 9 ball passes.
Yeah, he'll be frustrated there, Chris, because kicked it off is never nice, but not to say that he was asking for it, but
yeah,
when you're going towards the general direction of a pocket, you are always at risk of that.
I don't like breaking head ball from the rail. I'd rather break second ball from the rail.
Yeah, I feel like you've got to. It can be very, very effective, but you've got to hit it so perfectly to
Yeah.
square that cue ball back up.
There's that draw again.
Well, we heard from Jordan Shepherd a lot yesterday in the shootout. A few interviews with Jordan as he went on to win the competition, and it's his first ever American pool event, and therefore he's having some similar struggles as Sean Jones is having here, because Sean doesn't have too much experience of this TV table, but
Yeah.
by the same token, Jordan had very little experience of the American equipment, and he said it was so difficult because he feels like he doesn't know what's actually happening when he's about to play the ball, which is a bit of a scary feeling, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So are the balls different sizes in England?
In the England, yeah, very different sizes, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So not only in English pool, where we talk about red and yellows,
Yeah.
those balls are smaller and lighter, but the cue ball itself is smaller and lighter than those object balls.
Yeah.
Which makes the game entirely different.
I saw Jordan yesterday. He had to make sure that there was no solids or stripes left on the table. He wasn't sure. Yep, a ball in, 2 balls in.
And this will be a form of torture for Chris, watching Sean break so well.
Oh, it looked like he was laughing. Yep. Oh, now he's straight face.
Sean's actually broken beautifully in this match, you know.
Yeah. He's got a tough little shot for a first shot.
Make this, and the rack is at his mercy.
Good
He
shot.
played it well. Tap of the knee from Chris Malling.
Yeah.
Game recognises game.
This looks wide open. 4, 5, 7, or you can even play the 6, 6, 7, 3, 1, 8. He's gonna shoot. Ooh, I don't think he wanted to be there.
Yeah, still
Kind of got a little weird on him.
yeah, he
He doesn't want to be playing the 3 ball, especially not jacked up.
He's a long way short.
I don't know if I like this. He hit it well though.
That's a great recovery shot. And he was a long way short on his trip over to the 7.
Oh no.
Well, that is...
Looks like he just rushed it.
Just didn't see it coming, though. It looked like he'd done all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. I thought he was just going to try to drag it, just kill it, but...
I quite liked his choice, honestly. Tries across. You see the cue ball, it was pretty perfect. But just wonder if he maybe did just get a little bit cute.
Yeah, well, that looks like it's going to be all she wrote for this match. He's on the hill, right?
He certainly is. I tell you what, I'm excited to interview him next. Well, Chris Melling has had to fight a lot. He hasn't made a single ball on his break in this match, but he still won 7-3, and that was a really impressive performance.
He made the cue ball about 3 times on the break, but
We're looking forward to this match with Justin and Adam. Great break there from Justin. And I'll tell you something, the better you seem to break at this game, the worse they seem to come out. I mean, he's hit that break unbelievably well there and not made a ball. It's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, so something I discussed earlier, I think with Cleve, we were talking about maybe the better play is to break them almost softer and see if you can still get the same spread. It's very weird because we've seen a million different breaks on this table and none of them seem to just absolutely work every time.
Yeah, but the problem you've got there is that in your own mind, you're saying to yourself, hit the break with a little bit of power. It's very hard to stop yourself hitting the break with power.
Yeah.
Nice little shot there from Adam. First shot was a little bit slack, but it's understandable. It was his first shot in the match. He'd have loved to have been on the 1 ball. But he can get to the 6, to the 1, to the 5. Well, I cannot believe he's played that shot like that. Why would you not play a rail first there? That shot cannot happen if you play a rail first. That is a crazy, crazy shot there from Adam. A little bit of adrenaline, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe, obviously this is his first time in the arena. I think the combination of, one, he's playing one of the best players in the United States for sure. And two, the lights, the arena, the cameras, the crowd of people watching. It can be very daunting for a player who's not used to it. So we're going to chalk that one up to nerves a little bit. Obviously, he's played well thus far because he's where he's at right now. This is winner's qualification, so doesn't need to do that anymore against a guy like Justin Bergman, though.
Yeah, and he's missed a little trick there. If he'd have come out of the snooker and played it a little bit slower, that one ball would have landed near the left-hand cushion, which in turn would have made 13 unpottable, really, because he can't bank it, and he'd have to knock it out.
Yeah, that would have been the shot for sure.
Yeah, he just wants to pot the purple 12, run through and land low on the 15 ball with an angle to knock the 13 out.
Just like that.
Well,
might have got too much.
Yeah, I think he's gone a little bit far there. He can still knock it out, but he needs to play it slowly. What he doesn't want to do is slide off the 13 and go in the top corner pocket. He needs to play this very slow.
Well, you guys must be on the same brain wave because he played it just like you called it.
Yeah, and the harder he hit that shot, the more the cue ball would have gone wide. So he wouldn't have hit them as much as the 13 ball as he wanted. And you feel that he has to play the bank into the corner here. I do fancy him to get this. He's very good at the bank shots.
Hey, you get the sense that maybe he doesn't want to bank it because if he were to miss here, we haven't really seen what Adam can do, but he's gonna get an opportunity to do so right here.
Yeah, has he got a little bit fortunate there? I think he has.
Yeah, I think the 5 ball into the 1 ball is a very touchy shot, but it kind of plays into a bit of a safety if he were to attempt the combo and run his cue ball down table.
Yeah, run off the 5 and make the 1 is a shot for me and leave the 5 into the side.
Just a little kiss, make the 1. There you go.
Nice shot.
This is why you're out in the arena most of the time.
Yeah, nice shot there. A lot of people wouldn't have seen that shot. But he looks a very good cueist, does Adam. He seems to cue the ball with authority. It's the first time I've really seen him play, but... Yep.
Hit that ball well.
Very nice cue action as well.
And he's promoted the cue ball to an area where it's easy to get shape on the 3.
It is, but he needs to land high on the 3 ball. Doesn't want to land low.
You don't want to push your cue ball any further up table than you have to, right?
Yeah, anywhere near the middle pocket, or the side pocket as we call it in the USA. Perfect. And this is a good start for Adam. Give him a lot of confidence because this is what he needs against a player of Justin's calibre.
Yeah, that's a great shot there. Well, a lot of pull left, but Adam looks very grounded. He looks pretty composed after a tough start, a weird situation. Now he's back on track. He's going to lead Justin Bergman 1-0. He's definitely keeping a pretty strong eye on Justin Bergman.
Can you believe that? Look at them solids. Wow, even look at them stripes.
Well, and as Adam approaches the table, I'm surprised he's not licking his lips at how beautiful this table looks.
Well, I think you have to go for stripes. He could turn around to Justin here and say, which ones do you want me to go for? They're both very, very, well, very easy, let's be honest.
Yeah, I definitely like the stripes because I don't like the 1 and the 7 being on the bottom rail.
Well, you can't miss the 1 and the 7, to be honest.
It's true.
The only reason I'd go for stripes is because the 8 ball becomes easier once you get rid of a few stripes. He could play for the side pocket after this one, which he has done. That's perfect.
Used a little bit of that pocket there, all 4 inches of it. But
You can't miss these. It's impossible. You cannot physically miss these. He's going to pop this, probably nudge the 5 slightly away, stop the cue ball dead, play the 14 into the top corner pocket.
Does the
Wow.
12 pass?
I cannot
5?
believe he's playing this ball.
I'm not sure the 12 passes the 5 with how deep it is into the center of the pocket. It looks a little testy from there.
No, he's missed it as well.
Well,
Oh my word.
he missed it, but
Oh my word. If anybody tells me these pockets are tight, they need locking up.
I said it was tight 3 minutes ago,
Jeez,
Chris.
that is unbelievable how big that is.
I think he got a little bit of fortune with the slick cloth.
There should be a sign saying beware manhole. I'm sorry, mate, but I cannot, I just can't forgive that. That is unbelievable how that ball's just dropped in there.
Well, and he was able to make the ball, and he's still at the table, and he does have a pretty clean run here.
But do you notice how the 12 ball is the one that's got him in trouble? He needed to get rid of that early. It's the wrong angle on this. He can just stop it, really. Maybe play for the 13.
Got to make it, though.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I'm not a fan of it, but I think here you have to take the 13 so you can just come across for the 11 and you have the 8 in the side, right?
Well, he could play the 11 and just screw over.
Oh, 13 in the side, 8
Yeah.
in the corner. So he's got options. It's however he decides he wants to run it.
Well, I wouldn't be rolling it. I definitely wouldn't be rolling it. Well, he's missed it.
Oh,
Oh, I thought he'd missed that.
I think this camera right here, the one I'm watching, is deceiving me a little bit.
He's held it too good, though, believe it or not. He'd have loved to be in the other side of the
Yeah.
13, just to stun for the 8 ball, but
His cue ball is going to drift to the right of the line of where he is, and he really wanted to drift to the left of it.
yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful. That's a clever shot. That's the right way to play the shot. Just give yourself a shot. Don't need to do too much with the cue ball, and you know, let's hold his hand up. He's looked very solid. He has played a couple of suspect positional shots, but I mean, I cannot get over how that ball's dropped in that top pocket, because he missed that by a long way.
Yeah, and going back to what we were talking about just a minute ago, the score is 3-2, but it should be 5-0.
And making the ball in the side pocket and the corner pocket. No, he didn't make it that time.
We jinxed him.
He didn't make it that time, and look at the stripes.
Well, and in a match where Adam should be up probably 5-0 on Justin Bergman, Justin Bergman has a great opportunity here to make it 3-3.
Yeah, and Justin isn't, well, he's, for sure he's not going to miss these.
He definitely shouldn't.
Just needs to get rid of that 13 ball as soon as possible, which is going to play the 15 maybe, then the 13. And then it's ABC from there. He's got nothing to do cue ball wise.
Yeah, and this is what we would call a roadmap run out.
Well, he's not played for the 13. I'm very surprised at that. He's going to play it now though, but he certainly didn't play for it. He played for the 11.
I think he might actually take the 9 ball.
Well, if he pots the 13, he then plays the stripe in the corner, then the 11 in the side, 1 rail, the 9 in the corner, the 10 in the side, the 8 ball in the right hand corner. He's got absolutely nothing to do with the cue ball.
Yeah, 13, 12. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. This is the play here. Just got to control his cue ball, and you know, Justin doesn't have much of an issue with that most of the time.
Well, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's overthinking things.
I think so.
You can see it. They're that easy for him. You know, I'm not saying they're easy for everybody, but for him, they are that easy that he's confusing himself by overthinking. He's thinking to himself, well, how easy, which way do I go? They're that easy for me. And he's just confusing himself a little bit. Yeah, that's certainly the right way to go. That's the shot.
Yeah, I find it a little interesting. You know, Justin is really taking his time here, but he's taking his time within that 30-second shot clock. But, you know, worst case scenario, if this were to go back and forth a little bit more, that 15-second shot clock comes in. Not that Justin can't handle it, but it's an inconvenience for anybody.
Well, I think it'll help him personally because I think it'll stop him
From
thinking a little bit too much.
It's similar to, you know, with the Ultimate Pool USA League, a lot of players have given feedback, a lot of lower skilled players, they give feedback that with a 30-second shot clock, it keeps them from overthinking, and you see that a lot with players who are still learning. Well, and that could have been a game changer there, but the cue ball goes in, and Bergman, no doubt, is going to put this ball behind the line and run this rack out, possibly in quick fashion.
Well, he's got to play the 2-ball in the side pocket first shot. He has to play the 2-ball, surely. Or is he making sure that he's on the 6? Well, I'd be playing the 2 in the side, 100%. He's going to try and cannon the 2 out. Not a bad shot. Just making sure that he's on the solids. The key to this clearance is he needs to get rid of the 7-ball early. Gets rid of the 7, then that in turn opens up the 5 to go past the 15. If he wishes to play that shot, he could play the combination. He needs a good kiss. Not bad, not bad. Not as he wanted, but it's not the end of the world, especially if the 3-ball goes, which I think it does.
Do you like him for the 1 on the side, or just take the 4?
Well, you've got to take the 4, take the 4, take the 3.
7, 5,
7
8.
or 5, whichever you like.
Yeah. Okay,
Then
I see the line now.
Yeah, then stun out for the 1-ball.
The 3-ball really puts you in a position. Oh. Came a little far. Maybe he wants to take the 5 now.
Yeah, maybe the 3 doesn't go, I'm not sure. He's got to go, surely.
Well,
yeah, it's perfect.
I may not always get the patterns right, and every once in a while Melling doesn't either, but...
Well, you see, if we were playing Chinese 8-ball, the shot he played there, you would never play.
Because it's straight down the rail.
Because it's so tough. You would actually pot the 4, pot the 3, and cannon the 5 out.
Yeah.
So that's slightly different patterns with that game, but I mean, that game is so tough, it's unbelievable. You literally have a ball on the cushion and you can miss it even if it's near the pocket.
Yeah, it's what is it, the equivalent of playing with regular sized pool ball on a snooker table.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So difficult.
Think what are the pockets? 2 and...
Yeah,
well, the balls are smaller, but it'd be the equivalent of playing. Our balls are 2 3/4, and the table would have like 2 7/8 pockets.
Yeah,
you barely have room to make one ball.
That's a poor shot there from Justin. That really is a poor shot there.
You think he can just kind of fire the 1 in the corner and come 2 rails?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking he can play that. Or he could just drop the 1-ball in, but the problem you've got is because the 5 is where it is, the 15-ball is in his eye line. Oh, is he hooked? Oh, he's played a great shot. Brilliant shot there. Yeah. I didn't even think he could get there, but that's a great shot he's played.
Yeah, I think just the power there, letting his stroke out, helped him be able to get to that ball. Yeah, and Adam Cisneros had multiple opportunities, but it just wasn't meant to be. Justin Bergman is going to take this one home. Guys, thanks again for watching. Chris Melling and Stephen Wyatt. Just in time here, Ricky Evans and Mark Dimmick, our last match of the night. And Ricky Evans with a huge break here. It's been a fun-filled day here. And Ricky Evans, if you watched any of the shootout previously, he really played well in the shootout. And he's got his hands full here with Mark Dimmick. Let's see how he gets on in this first rack.
All right, well, interesting ordeal there. Mark Dimmick to the table here, and see how he plays this out. Beautiful combination here. And this is really a nice little layout here. And let's see how Mark does it. All right, guys, and as we see Mark Dimmick turn the table over to Ricky Evans, we do have a very special guest here, and this is one that I didn't think I'd get to do, but I'm a little excited. We got the Iceberg, Justin Bergman, in the booth. What's up?
What's up? First time in the booth in a long time.
Yeah, you played pretty well out there just a minute ago. You had a tough match on a guy that, when we were sitting in here, we were looking at, maybe it should be 5-0 the other way, but
oh, I know.
You turned it on. You came back and took care of his mistakes and made them your games.
He was a very good player for sure.
Yeah.
Started breaking better at the end, but
yeah, he had a couple good breaks there, and he had some rough breaks.
Yeah.
He had great breaks in the beginning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was impressed. He looked like a snooker. I knew he could play when I seen the stance.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like a snooker player. I'm like, oh, man. I figured he was a British guy.
Tell me you're in
Another
trouble
Brit.
Well, and are you familiar with Ricky Evans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from this area.
He's from my hometown area,
and
30 minutes away.
Ricky's kind of taken after you a little bit. You were a junior player at a very, very young age.
Yeah. His brother, his whole family plays pool. He's got a younger brother that plays real good. He got an older brother that plays really good.
Oh, man. Well, he plays
grew
good
up
himself.
in a pool. Yeah, he does. Really good. Every time I see him, he's playing better and better.
That's strong.
Yeah.
And he's got a chance here to take the first game against Mark Dimmick. Mark, I'm not sure you know who Mark is. Excuse me. Mark's from Oklahoma and primarily a one-pocket player.
Really?
Does love 8-ball. He came down to Louisiana to play the inaugural event that we had there. And, yeah, he's a very good player.
Yeah.
This
I played
event
pretty good
here,
so far. Sam played really good on me.
Oh,
he
Sam
didn't miss a
Henderson.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, young kid, plays very well.
Yeah, he played perfect.
He got a little, really, he got a tough match in Chris, and I think he should have beat Chris Melling.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they played.
As strong as he played Melling right after you.
Oh, okay.
As strong as he played against you.
Right before me. Or right after?
Yeah, after in the shootout.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the main tournament.
Oh, no.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, in the shootout.
Yeah, I left. I didn't see it.
He played good. He played really, really good.
Did he?
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah, I really like his game.
Chris was tough, and I've actually got my players wrong. So you lost to Ricky Evans here. I was thinking, I'm getting my days mixed up as what it is. It's been a long weekend. Ricky played well against you.
No, I didn't. I haven't played Ricky in this one yet.
In the shootout on Friday night, yeah?
No? I played Sam.
You did play Sam in the shootout.
Sam knocked me out, and then I can't remember who I played first round. Oh, Dell.
Yeah, Dell Sim.
Dell Sim,
Yeah.
and then I played Sam.
Ricky actually,
He beat Tyler.
He beat Tyler,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Because there was two really big upsets down there, and it was your loss and Tyler's loss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the shootout was insane. I mean,
Yeah.
from the start to the end, it was insane because that format
It's a lot of pressure.
It's so quick.
Yeah.
It's really hard to call a winner because the pressure is something else. Meanwhile, Ricky is up 2-1
A lot of people
here.
watching you.
Oh, yeah.
The lights are real bright.
Yeah, the arena is definitely can be daunting.
Yeah, you got to get used to it.
Yeah. Mark really needs this rack
He's
here.
jacking up here. This is a tough shot.
Yeah, Mark really needs this rack here.
He's a little straighter than I thought. Man, he hit it good. He's still in trouble. I would actually maybe play for the bank here. I mean, he's got to hold the cue ball down here.
Yeah.
He might be able to go 3 rails, just barely miss the 12 with a lot of spin and come 3 rails, but that's what he's playing, I think.
He played for the.
Yeah.
I think he played for the bump into the 12, but it's hard to hit the bottom side of that 12 to hold your cue ball.
Maybe the 8 just goes easy. It might be a little closer than we think, but
I'm not sure it does. I think he's about to have to kick this ball and throw it. And
Yeah.
on new felt, that's tough.
yeah.
I'll do this shot on a worn-in table. I really don't want to shoot it on a slick new cloth table,
Yeah.
because the amount of throw that you have to get is pretty wild.
Yeah, I don't want to spin that good.
It doesn't look like he's cueing far enough over.
Right? He looks like he's aiming center ball.
Oh,
Wow, you
what
hit
a
it
shot.
Perfect.
What?
That's brutal.
Oh, what is this? He hit that so good.
Pretty unlucky.
Oh.
He's thinking, yeah.
That's brutal.
That is sick.
I can't believe that. That's insane.
This is like a drill right here.
And Ricky's got to be feeling real fortunate to get back at the table after that good attempt on the 8 ball. And what should have been 2-2, we're now looking at a 3-1. That's a big swing.
Yeah. 2-game swing. He played the combo. Guess it don't matter. I was wired.
Yeah,
I thought he had to cut it a little bit.
Yeah, he played that really well.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky's continuing his good play from yesterday. Yeah.
When I was, young kid, teenager.
Yeah. When did you start playing pool?
When I was probably 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Shane were about the same age. Obviously, he's a lot older than you, but y'all started very early.
Shane, yeah. And see, I didn't really know Shane. I think he kind of took a little time off when I was really, when I was like 14 to 18. But then when I turned 18, he started winning everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's when he really,
That was kind
everybody knew who he was.
That was kind of his coming out around
the
between, I'd say, 2004 and 2006. That's when he really started ramping up.
Yeah.
And I think he won his first U.S. Open.
Shane. Yeah. Like Shane McMahon, he was always like the guy to beat Jesse Bowman. Those
Joey
guys were like Joey
Chip.
Gray, Chip. And them guys were all, well, not so much Joey and Chip, but like Jesse Bowman and Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
They were like the real good junior players, nobody. And then Shane McMahon or Shane Van Boening came out of nowhere and won the U.S. Open. And everybody knows his story from there.
Yeah. Shane's definitely one of those guys that I'd love to see how they do in this format.
Shane Van Boening?
Yeah. Just because me and Chris talked about it a little bit. It's his favorite game.
Yeah, he plays good bar table ball.
Yeah.
Plays a good any game, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and you growing up in kind of this area, the junior scene when you were coming up was pretty hot.
Real tough.
I've heard plenty of stories from Joey and Chip about the I've seen pictures of you from when you were really, really young.
Really?
I think maybe you were like 11 or something
That's
like
probably
that.
2 feet tall.
Man, you weren't that tall. I don't know how tall you were, but you weren't that tall. But yeah, I mean, the stick is twice your size maybe, but there was a trophy involved that you were holding, so it don't really matter how tall you were because you were 10 feet tall that day.
That's one good thing about pool is you can be 7 foot or 4 foot. And you can still play it at a high level.
You can be 100 pounds or 300 pounds and
Yeah.
still hit the ball pretty well. So
Yeah.
obviously, when you
And you
get
can
up to
play
that,
it old too. You know, pool's one of the only games that you can be like 70 and be world class at.
Oh yeah, I mean look at Dave Matlock. Matlock's up there in age, and the guy shoots incredible.
Yeah. Efren, tennis, you're done at 30.
Yeah.
You know, you're like past your prime at 30.
Yeah, I mean if you're playing pro football, you're over 40 years old, you're probably either really good or
a quarterback and never getting hit.
Yeah. Yeah, a little pop on the cue ball. You know what that reminds me of? It almost looks like a 10-ball break. Oh,
Right.
wow.
Pretty unlucky.
Yeah, it almost looks like a 10-ball break, but Mark's got an opportunity here now. Cue ball behind the balk line, but you can shoot any direction here on the scratch. So he's going to take the 7. Not sure what his plan's going to be for the 2 ball. But I think he's got to play 1, 6. I don't know the navigation down there, but he's got to use one of those balls to be able to shoot the 2 in the top right.
It looks like, to me, he was going to go 1, 6, 3, 5, 2, but I'm not sure about that either.
Yeah, this is going to be a little tough here. Oh, okay. I don't mind this. I think he's got to shoot the 5 and we're just going to kind of drag into the rail and come out for the 2, yeah?
He can do that. He can even go into the 9. Because I like going into the 9, and you know why? Because if you move the 9, it gives you more room to get from the 3 to the 2.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
right now, he's got to
work hard.
If he would have moved the 9 to the rail, he would have had all that extra room.
Yeah, he's going to have to work a lot harder to get here.
I mean, he's still fine probably, but they tell you don't move balls, but I might have moved the 9 right there.
Well, that's something we talked about. You know, a lot of the UK players that you see, they don't want to move anything. They want to tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
You know, don't move anything if you don't have to. I think more of an American style is moving balls around, getting a little touch on a ball to move it into a better position, stuff like that. So
that's what's so great about this game. There's way more ways.
Oh, wow.
Kind of rushed it.
I can't believe he missed that ball. Not an extremely difficult shot. It's not the hardest shot he shot today, so really odd.
You better
miss
not
there.
fool around here. I would shoot the 13 now. Oh, he can do it now too, maybe.
If he shoots the 13 now, can he run into the 14 and the 12?
Yeah. You don't want to wait too long to break these out.
Yeah, you don't want to get forced into leaving it for last. Then if you make a mistake, you have no insurance policy.
Yeah.
A little touch is all he needed, and that's going to be good enough, I think. I like the 15 to the 10. But he's going to go to the 14 first. Again, like you said, it doesn't really matter. I don't like this because I don't like having to cross where that 8 ball was. That's why I kind of preferred working this into the table first.
Yeah.
But
I think he kind of underhit it maybe too.
Yeah.
But
here
he's all right.
Yeah, the touch here, he's getting a little bit further out of line, but I think it's too late for it to really affect him because he's going to have the 15 in the top right-hand corner and a nice, easy shot on the 12. Yeah, this is...
Yeah, it's not looking good if you're a Mark Dimmick fan.
Yeah, unfortunately not for Mark, but Ricky Evans.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good about it. And all we need is this 8 ball to fall. And there it is. Ricky Evans is going to take the rack. What a match, Justin, man. I appreciate you sitting in with me. It's been a pleasure.
Me too. Thank you.
And,
Appreciate it.